Episode 2. The murder that occurred in my office. The return of the grade 3 thief Yatagarasu. Thinking back, everything began on that fateful day 2 days ago. Two days earlier. Is there blood next to... Oh no, that's wine? What? What sort of fancy airplane are you on? Yes, everything began high up in the air, 9,000 feet up in the air, to be precise. Thank you for flying iFly Airlines. We are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. We are asking all passengers to please return to their seats and fasten their seatbelts. What is this? Is there an elevator on this thing? There is an elevator on this airplane? Holy smokes. March 12th, 6:13 a.m. Flight I-390, first floor lounge. What is happening? Is that just all wine everywhere? Why do I feel like I just woke up from a horrible nightmare? What is this? Look at this fancy airplane. 6:13, huh? Guess I was out for a cold for about 10 minutes, huh? Slight turbulence indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, we are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. For your safety, we ask that you return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts. I suppose turbulence is to be expected on a flight. Though admittedly, I'm less than comfortable with anything resembling earthquakes. What's this? A travel wallet? But it's not mine. Well, it was in your pocket. How did someone else's travel wallet end up in my pocket? My head. Why won't this headache go away? I'll take care of this travel wallet later. Or hand it off to an attendant. Ugh, from earthquake-like turbulence to an elevator. Oh, right. Earthquakes and elevators, yeah. Miles would hate this experience. Did he take the elevator to get here? What am I doing hesitating like this? Actually, I know full well why I hesitate. It was when I was still but a young child. I was caught up in a murder that happened in an elevator. But how long am I going to let my past haunt me? Well, I'm a little nervous about opening this elevator. It's just an elevator. I'm a grown man now. I need to behave like one. Oh. Yeah, oh. Yeah. What is it? It's a dead body. What do you think it is, Edgeworth? What in the world happened? Is there something wrong, sir? I must ask that you please return to your seat. Eek! I don't know if this is like a main character, just like some, like, I want to give voices to like people who are actually going to have portraits and talk, but I can't tell if this lady will or not. We'll find out. He's dead! Please calm down. We mustn't jump to conclusions without all the facts. What's wrong? Did something happen? You murderer! What? No, you have it all wrong. It wasn't me. Alright, so March 12th, 6:41 a.m. Flight I-390, second floor, first class. Look at what is going on. Okay, whoa. I've been in first class. I've been in business class. I've sat in some nice, airplanes. Obviously not anything that was like somebody's like luxury personal one, but look at that dude. He has like 20 plus bottles. like, look at that. Nobody gets that. There's a lamp on this thing. Like, why does everybody have personalized fancy lamps? What is this guy doing with, like, life, water equipment all sitting out? This is nuts. No plane looks like this. Oh, she does have a portrait. What voice to give you? Should I try and give you my Asian voice? I feel kind of bad, but...
Everyone, I am sorry to interrupt, but I have an important announcement. I am one of your flight attendants today, Rhoda Tarino. Rhoda Tarino. Rhoda Tanero. Rhoda Tanero. Rhoda Tanero.
Rhoda. See, always their names have like some sort of like joke to them, and I'm trying to figure it out. Rhoda Tanero. I don't hear it. I don't hear the name joke. Rhoda Tanero. Okay.
I am one of your flight attendants today, Rhoda Tanero. Unfortunately, we have just had a minor accident on this flight.
An accident? Don't treat us like we're stupid. I caught a glimpse and it was a murder. What murder? What's going on with this flight?
Everyone, please calm down. There's no reason to panic. This flight will stay on course and make its scheduled landing. We are still currently in the middle of a rough patch of turbulence. So until we are out of this area of turbulence, I ask that you please remain seated.
But someone was killed, right? I mean, what about the killer? Let me off!
Please, there's no need to feel threatened. We have already apprehended the culprit.
I ask that everyone please remain calm. What the heck is he talking about? Why should we remain calm? My name is Miles Edgeworth. I am a prosecutor, and I assure you that I am not the killer. Huh! Being a prosecutor doesn't make you incapable of murder, buddy. Now you listen here. I am not the killer. I simply found the body.
So you say, however. I am sure that you are the perpetrator of this crime. I swear on my honor as professional flight attendant.
Oh, is that right?
I know what I saw. And there's even very strong incriminating evidence to back me up.
What kind of incriminating evidence is she talking about? Yeah, what is she talking about?
We've already alerted the proper authorities at our destination. Until we land, you will remain in our custody by the powers vested in our captain. I'm very sorry, but please understand our situation.
Your situation? I'm more concerned with mine and the direction it's going in. I'm not about to just sit idly by while I get accused of murder. Ms. Tanero, is it?
Yes.
I was wondering if you might give me a chance.
A chance to do what?
A chance to plead my case. A chance to ask what you meant by incriminating evidence just now. To accuse a passenger of such a grave crime without allowing him to give a proper defense, can the professional flight attendant inside you really call this action righteous?
You have a point. Very well, I'll listen to what you have to say. But be wary of what you reveal. I'm afraid you'll only look even more suspicious if your explanation fails to satisfy. I also do not have the time to deal with you all day, so please make it quick.
Of course, as you wish.
Good. Very well then. Let's get started.
I know for a fact that I didn't kill the man in the elevator. What I don't know is what sort of evidence she has up her sleeve. But I'm certain it doesn't fit with how the crime really occurred. I don't know what evidence she has. What Ms. Tanero saw.
I swear to the whole truth. I swear to tell the whole truth as a professional flight attendant. Unfortunately for you, Mr. Edgeworth, I am certain you are the killer. The scene I saw in front of the elevator, it was you standing there with the fresh blood dripping off the murderous weapon.
No?
So if you please cooperate, we will turn you over as soon as we land.
That's it? That's her evidence?
I don't think you could ask for a more perfect witness testimony. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth?
Not really. It's hardly perfect when there's a gaping hole in it. What Ms. Tenero saw. Okay. There's obviously... Okay, stop. Stop right there. This is not blood. This is wine.
Objection!
Miss Tenero.
What is with the yelling all of a sudden?
Force of habit. Well, it doesn't matter. Miss Tenero, you say you saw the murder weapon dripping with blood. Is that correct?
Yes, all that blood. Drip, drip, drip. Just recalling that scene sends a chill down my spine.
Sorry, but your so-called professional flight attendant training has failed you.
What?
I'd like to direct your attention to this. Do you know what this is?
It's a travel wallet, right? But it looks a little big and bulky.
The thing you saw me holding when I discovered the dead body in the elevator was this very travel wallet, Miss Tenero.
What? Impossible!
Now then, do you still think I am the killer? That I killed him with a travel wallet?
But I saw blood dripping from the wallet. I know I did.
As you can see, this wallet is clearly stained. But if you would be so kind as to take a whiff, I think you would agree it's only grape juice. Oh, it's not even wine. It's friggin' grape juice. We gotta keep the ratings down. The ratings gotta be way down.
Then...
That's right. You mistook grape juice for blood. The murder weapon dripping with blood does not in fact exist.
No!
There, that should clear up that pesky accusation.
Wait just a sec. That is... I mean, even a wallet could be deadly if it was wrapped around something heavy. I demand that you show me what's inside, please.
She's trembling, and the tacked on please at the end sounds like I've got her. There's no need to look inside. Even you can tell from its appearance that it's light.
No, I can't be sure of anything until I see the contents of that wallet for myself.
She's a persistent one. I suppose we have no choice but to see what's inside. Miss Tenero, if you would be as kind as to open the wallet and check the contents for me.
All right. Usually don't pry into passengers' belongings, but we have no choice here.
Okay, wait. I wanna take a good look at it. Okay, it only has, grape juice on it. It's gonna have the dead guy's information. It seems that this passport is all that's in here. As you saw, there's nothing but a passport inside. This renders your wallet was a murder weapon argument moot. Wouldn't you agree?
Please hear me out, Mr. Edgeworth.
What is it now?
Well, I was wondering, whose passport is this exactly?
It's probably the dead guy's. It's probably incriminating evidence placed on my body because I was passed out on the floor.
Can I take a look?
Why not? I'm rather curious myself. P. Hicks Ackby, Republic of Borksinia? Male. Type P. What is P? Type P. Okay, so Ackby Hicks. Ackby Hicks. Ackby Hicks. Ackby Hicks. Ackby Hicks. Ackby Hicks. Sackby. Sackby? Sackby. I don't get it. I'm missing the puns. I'm missing the name puns. I don't get it. I'm mad. I'm mad because the name puns are great. And the fact that I can't figure it out is upsetting me.
Just as I thought. This travel wallet belonged to Mr. Ackby Hicks.
Ackby Hicks. Nope. It's not coming to me.
Which makes it the victim's property. You stole the victim's wallet, didn't you? How dare you? You said it yourself. You claimed to be holding this wallet in your hands when I found you. Perhaps I did misconstrue the wallet for a murder weapon, but it seems that I wasn't wrong about who the culprit is. As you claimed, the murder weapon is not the travel wallet. However, it is something you stole from Mr. Hicks after you were done with the vile deed. I find it hard to believe myself, but your motive was very simple. You were out to steal Mr. Hicks' money, weren't you? There's no money in here. So even though I didn't have the murder weapon on me, you still suspect me, I see. You stood up at the crime scene with the victim's wallet in your hand. No, look, there's money all over the floor of the dead body here. No. Also, is that like a pug? What is that? Is it a pug statue or is it a cat statue? Pug statue or cat statue? A golden pig statue. Okay, golden pig statue. Does that have like a little bit of blood on it? It's really hard to tell. I could just be seeing things. I think the statue is what hit him. Golden pug statue, pig statue, cat statue, who knows? Alright. How can I turn a blind eye and not suspect you of foul play? Well, I don't have any money in this, do I? I'm a rich man on a rich plane. Why would I have stolen money? As you claim, the murder weapon is not in the trial. Okay, blah, blah, blah. We know that it has something to do with the money. I guarantee you. Okay, no, no. See, if I was, like, why would I have emptied it?
Objection!
Yeah, there we go. Good, good, good. Makes too much sense. I wonder if I might get a word in, Ms. Tenero. What is it now? Ms. Tenero, I wonder if you noticed the contradiction within your own testimony. What are you talking about? It's simply impossible that the motive for this murder was monetary theft. One glance at the crime scene should have told you that. But look at all the money and the credit cards on the ground. Hey.
Take that!
Look at that. But may I direct your attention to the things strewn about on the floor. Why is Edgeworth so tilted? I think it's because he's like handcuffed or something and he's leaning forward in his chair. I think that's why he's like that. Like, he's bound. I guess that's the case. Ah! That's right. The floor is covered in bills and coinage. By your rationale, these were the very things the killer was after. Ah! I think we can assume that the wallet fell during the victim's struggle with the killer. And I would think that the killer would have noticed something like money scattered everywhere. Yeah, like if I tried to sit in my chair right now with my hands behind my back, I would be in this position, so I would be leaning forward. Because leaning back like this would be kind of weird. It's more relaxing to like just lean forward like this if I was tied up like that. Furthermore, as you see, there's no effort made by the killer to gather the money. But the wallet! Ah, yes, the wallet. You will also recall that the only thing in it was Mr. Hicks' passport. Ah! If you're really insisting that it was a crime based on greed, then you're claiming that it was all for an empty travel wallet. Forgive me! Please! This is such a long please. Hey, what the heck? Are you saying that the attendant's wrong? So that guy isn't the killer? Ha! Don't believe it, everyone. It's a trick. Will you all please be quiet? Ms. Tenero. Yes? You lost your cool when you saw the dead body. Plus, the lounge was dark, and looking into the light from the elevator, it's easy to see how you mistook the wallet in my hand for the murder weapon. I take no offense that you thought I was the killer. Mr. Edgeworth. Thank you for releasing me. Okay, what is these hieroglyphics? What is it now? I don't know what the words are. I'm
I'm just gonna make little sounds every time this guy talks, because I don't know how do you speak Wingdings? Wingding, wingding. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Miss Hanero, if you could please translate, I'd be much obliged.
It sounds like Borginian, but I don't understand any of it. There's another attendant on this flight who... I said he is giving the runabout.
I don't even know what Borginian sounds like. Is Borginian a real thing? You're gonna make me Google this. I've never heard of Borginian. Google. Borginian. The only thing that's popping up is Phoenix Wright. I can't be insensitive if it's Phoenix Wright. I don't know what accent to give him. I said he is giving the runabout.
I don't require an interpreter. I speak English just well, see? You, the attendant. Yes, sir. I want this person to be under the arrest until we arrive at the airport.
What is he doing? What is he... Is he rubbing like a statue? What is he doing over there? Weirdo? I'm sorry, sir, but what exactly are you hoping for? What is it you want? I am finished talking to the likes of you. Please, I would like to hear why you would like me to be held under arrest until we land. You! How dare you try to waste my time? You're the one who stuck your nose into my affairs. I want to spend even at least one more second with my precious aunt. I have no time for other things. I know what you are. I see through you. Insolvent. Yes, I'm pretty sure that's how you say it in English. Insolvent. Insolent? Well, I'd hope that I don't dissolve in water, but I don't think that's what you meant. I'm sorry, but I don't think I caught your name. I am Zinc LeBlanc II. I'm a very wealthy man in the Borginia. But I am not an ordinary rich man. I am an art dealer, a rich seller of beauty.
Mr. LeBlanc, what did you mean just now?
Pardon?
When you said that Mr. Edgeworth was giving me the runabout?
I have to explain? Unbelievable. I will say it once and only once. I do not even have a second to waste. Time is money, as they say. Yes, and yet you continue to blather on. I saw it. Yes, I did. I saw the victim go into the elevator, going down to the lounge. It was exactly at 6 o'clock.
And what's the significance of that time?
At 6, he says. Wait, you saw him at 6? Body was found at 6:15 a.m. inside the elevator stopped in the first floor lounge. Dude. He was found at 6:15? And I was out cold for 10 minutes. I was out cold for 10 minutes. Wow, that is an airtight, like, time frame.
Oh, what's the matter, Mr. Edgeworth?
He understands, I see. Miss Attendant, what time did you discover the body?
I was a little after the patch of turbulence, I would say around 6:15. Ah!
Hicks was his name, was it? Then I saw that man Hicks was killed in the 15-minute time span. And the only person in the lounge at that time was this prosecutor, yes? Yeah, I was in my seat the whole time. Me too. I was watching the movie and enjoying a fine glass of grape juice. BS. What sort of madman drinks wine juice out of or grape juice out of a wine glass? Look at that. I can't even say that seriously. Such BS. Look at all that grape juice. I was still eating. Still haven't finished. See? Oh my god. He's got a whole loaf of bread. The other passengers have an alibi, so you have no problem with them, I suppose, but we only have that many passengers? This is a 5-passenger flight? Rich people. No complaint, I see. Not a single word against this, right? No way of discounting what you have put forth at this point, but it wasn't me. Oh, so you say. But do you have... What do you say? The evidence?
Mr. Edgeworth, are you really the culprit after all?
Mr. LeBlanc, I suppose you are quite certain what you saw, enough to give me testimony. Of course, I was looking at the man the whole time. He was playing with that annoying little, small machine the whole time. Machine? Yes, that's what you people call it in English, yes? Small machine. A watch, a phone, computer. Might need to, like, specify. But it's making me crazy with the click, click, click. Click, click, click. I guess a phone can make a click, click, click sound. From that description, it sounds like some sort of small computer.
Ah, I believe what Mr. LeBlanc is talking about is a cell phone. I have to say that I did see him playing with it quite a bit myself.
A simple cell phone? A laptop organizer I can see, but that's kind of low budget. I hate that little noisy machine in his hand. Not a fragment of beauty. All it produced is ugly sounds. Anyway, I know what I saw. Miss Tenero.
Yes?
I was wondering if I might be granted permission to examine the crime scene.
What? You want to examine the crime scene?
If you would grant me a little measure of time, I'm sure I can produce the real culprit. I don't like the sound of that. Fox in the duck pen. Yes, I think that's how you say it in the English. It's Fox guarding the henhouse. Oh, okay. I was like trying to think of like, what is he talking about? Oh, Fox guarding the henhouse. And I believe I've proven my innocence earlier. And given this chance, I can clear up all the remaining doubts. Miss Tenero, if you wait until we arrive, there's a good chance that some evidence will have been destroyed by then.
I understand. Let me see what the captain has to say.
Ha! This should not be approved.
Please, Mr. LeBlanc, in an emergency, all decisions are to be made by the captain alone. Now please wait here while I go ask the captain what to do. I'll be right back.
You are not planning to erase evidence when you are doing your investigation, yes? Of course not. Ha! We will see.
Mr. Edgeworth, you have the captain's permission to investigate the crime scene.
What? Unbelievable! I'm in your debt, Miss Tenero.
However, there is one condition. I am to supervise you. Can you agree to that?
Of course. I see no problem with that stipulation. It's only natural as I'm still a suspect in this case.
I will take full responsibility and will watch Mr. Edgeworth's every move. I hope this is reassurance enough that there will be no foul play. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, shall we proceed? If you should need my help with anything, please feel free to touch with partner button.
Okay, the partner button. That's the hint system that I'm going to avoid using unless I am really desperate. It is time to head to the scene of the crime, the first floor lounge. Okay, why did it pan over there? Did it want me to talk to the passengers? Oh, no. Oh, it wanted me to walk this way. Oh, okay. Derp. I thought it wanted me to talk to the passengers. The first floor lounge is that way. Okay. I got it. Anyway, 7:26 a.m. Flight I-390, first floor lounge. I want to thank you for your help back there, Miss Tenero.
It was nothing. You should thank the captain for granting you permission. And just so everything is perfectly clear, I still don't trust you to that extent. I don't want you to think that your standing with me has changed.
See, I will bear that in mind.
I received an order from the captain earlier. He wanted you to know that we reserve the right to stop your investigation if we feel you are not making any progress.
And when we do, he asks that you please... Oh, sorry, I got distracted. Why wouldn't you take the elevator to the crime scene? Listen. I don't know.
And when we do, he asks that you please return to your seat at that time.
So my time runs out at his crew's discretion, does it? So I have to find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's testimony before time's up. I understand. By the way, is there any place you can think where the killer might hide aboard?
I don't think so. After every first-class passenger was accounted for at his or her seat, we made a thorough search of the plane. As for business and economy class, no one can move between those two classes in first class without a staff key card, and we found no record of a key card being used at all.
Which which means that I have a first-class killer on my hands. At least I know that much for sure. And one other thing. No one has been allowed near the crime scene since the murder was discovered either. Oh man, there's a limited number of people who could have committed this. Now then, let's get started.
Oh, where shall we start from?
Let's start with Mr. LeBlanc's statements. The crime occurred between 6 a.m. and 6:15 a.m. During that interval, the only person in the lounge was myself, which would make me the prime suspect. However, since I did not kill Mr. Hicks, it means that the killer was around somewhere.
If we are to believe what you say is true, then yes.
First order of business will be to gather information to win your trust. Okay. Should we start from the murder scene? What's over there? I guess maybe that's the way to the business and economy? I don't know. Let's examine this body. There's a ton of stuff here, Shirley. What floor does this elevator service?
Only the first and second, although it can also go down to the cargo hold. However, that requires a flight crew key card.
So the only floors accessible to the passengers are the first and second, huh? Okay. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Okay. What is this thing? What is this sinister-looking figure on the floor here? Is it like a tanuki? Or, I'm gonna guess it's a tanuki.
Oh, that is a piggy bank of our company's mascot, Mr. iFly. This is just one of many pieces of merchandise we sell at our in-flight shop. The bank is limited edition and so popular that we're down to our last one.
Have an in-flight shop?
Yes, it's just beyond the lounge to the right.
Oh.
The shutter to the store is closed at the moment, but it was open the whole flight up until Mr. Hicks' body was discovered.
There's blood on here. Could this have been the murder weapon? I mean, we got a good chance of it being the murder weapon. What is attached to his label here? I wonder what was hanging off of the lid here. Something's missing from this picture. Now if I could just put my finger on it. I don't know. He's got his glasses on. I doubt anyone was expecting to find a dead body in the elevator during flight.
So Mr. Hicks, he's really dead.
You didn't confirm that? Yes. She's trembling, although I can't fault her for that when the corpse is right there.
Mr. Hicks, if you're really dead, then please answer. Yes?
I see she's over the trembling now, although a new symptom seems to have appeared. Anyway, I should focus on the victim's body. Let's see. There's blood on the back of Mr. Hicks's head. Could that be the cause of death? He appears to have been struck very hard. Even his glasses are broken. Oh! I couldn't tell. Does he have anything in his pocket? There's something sticking out of his pocket. Hope he won't mind if I take a look at what's inside. It's a picture. It looks like it was taken inside a building somewhere. Money is strewn all over the floor of the elevator. I would guess it was in Mr. Hicks' wallet at some point. His knees look really dirty. Oh, well apparently that doesn't matter. Okay, let me look at my logic. Maybe I've got something? Oof. So, these two? Yay! A statue with blood on it lying next to the body of the man who was beaten to death.
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, I think I figured something out.
Yes? What is it?
The way the blood is on this, it looks like it matches up with the wound on his head.
Well, aren't we deserving of the Master of the Obvious title?
Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? Don't you think that is worth investigating?
It would appear that this figurine is our murder weapon.
Oh, I just knew it. I mean, I can't think of any other connection.
Perhaps Master of the Obvious would be more... Oblivious would be more befitting. Okay, so... Found the murder weapon. I don't see any more connection. Okay, well, I need to look at that picture. He has something attached to his neck. Oh, it's a camera. So is that what's missing? Somebody took his camera?
Eureka!
Mr. Hicks' machine is nowhere to be found. His machine... Oh, it's the cell phone! His cell phone. I thought it was like a camera, but apparently he has like a red cell phone. His cell phone, Miss Tenero.
Ah, so I guess it's because it's not here.
Yes, I think we can safely deduce that the killer took it. Missing cell phone. Oh, I see. Okay. Anything in his hand? Nope. Okay. Alright, I don't see anything else here. Do you see anything else? I don't see anything else. Unless that's just money. Okay, I'm just gonna back away from that. Yes, what's over here? These bottles and glasses must have been broken by the turbulence. There's quite a bit of broken glass here. Please be careful when passing through this area.
Thank you very much for the warning, Mr. Edgeworth. However, no matter how kind you are towards me, know that it does not clear up any suspicions I have about you.
I wasn't warning you for the sake of clearing my name. Okay, this is the attendance room?
This door leads to the flight attendant's room. But please understand that it's off limits to unauthorized personnel.
This woman is giving off the scent of a woman's perfume. One would think that the perfume would smell great, however, it simply smells. Not that I have any interest in what lies beyond the store.
Perhaps we should return to the investigation, Mr. Edgeworth.
I don't know. I'm suspicious.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Sorry, I spaced out for a second there. Okay, so nothing there, nothing there. What are these crazy looking statue things? What or who is this?
This is the bronze statue of the founder of iFly Airlines, Mr. Hugo iFly. The one on the left is when he was in his 40s, and the other is of him when he's in his 80s.
He looks identical. Did the man actually age in the span of 4 decades? Maybe I need to squint more. I don't know. Is there something over here? Besides where I fell? A toppled over chair. Yet another victim of the turbulence.
Ah, no! Look at all that grape juice staining the back. It may not look like it, but this chair was extremely valuable.
It was?
Yes, it was used when the Rocker Pals came to tour this plane. The Rocker Pals leader sat in this very chair.
I'm sorry, but what are these Rocker Pals?
I can't believe you've never heard of them. They're all the rage. The Rocker Pals are the extremely popular international band. They added the pals part because it became more popular, especially among the teens.
Well, that explains it. I'm not exactly one for music of today. Maybe I should ask Detective Gumshoe about them later. On second thought, I can already see how confusing the conversation would get. Okay, so maybe we need to go over here. The in-flight shop is just beyond these shutters.
We don't have permission to open them, so I'm afraid I must leave them closed.
There must still be clues to be found here in this lounge. I must remain ever vigilant. I don't know what... Wait, what is this? What is this thing? Is it like toppled over trash can? Okay. Apparently it's not important. What's up here then? These counter windows offer a glimpse of the sky, but these clouds, they tell me nothing.
Mr. Edgeworth, you look like you're talking to the clouds.
Is that so? Then tell me, what do you suppose I said to them?
I don't know, but it looks like a rather one-sided conversation.
The clouds, they tell me nothing. Maybe, can I go back upstairs? No, I don't want to... No, don't. Don't you dare give me hints. Don't you dare give me hints. I'll figure this out. Dang it. Wait, what is this marking on the ground? A pity that a bronze statue knows not when good drink has been spilt at its feet. This is the statue of our founder. Okay, okay. Alright. But there's something suspicious about this grape juice pile. Yes! Who needs hints? In your face, hints. There's some spilled grape juice in front of the elevator. I assume it was spilled during the turbulence.
Oh, we must clean that up or someone might get hurt.
Ha. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I found some very important evidence. Yeah, it looks like something was dragged or like, maybe like some sort of wheels. But there's also footprints, too.
Take that!
What is it?
They're a little smudged, but I think we can both agree that they are a set of footprints. Aha!
So you think?
Yes, these belong to our killer.
Oh, then maybe we should check the shoe sizes of everyone in first class.
I don't think that will be any help to us. Unfortunately, the prints are too smudged, which will make it hard to get a definitive match.
Oh, I see.
But that helps with the where was the killer? Where was the killer? Spilt grape juice, right?
Damn it.
Dang it! You would think that that would have worked. I don't know. Not enough clues yet. Maybe I missed something here? Is that money? Okay, that is money too. I mean... There's no grape juice residue on the soles of his shoes, making it highly unlikely that Mr. Hicks entered the elevator after turbulence. I don't know, something about his tie? The machine that should be hanging off here must still be somewhere in this plane. Let me just... Nothing important there. Flight itinerary. Meals, drinks, movie. All times shown correspond to our departure time zone. So perhaps that right there is hinting to the fact that the guy got his time incorrect. Like maybe he was using the time zone of where the arrival time. That's not gonna help me here. Just hit on the back of his head. Just a passport there. There's nothing in his hand. I feel like I've searched this elevator so well. I don't... Maybe I missed something in the pool here. Nope. Nope. Maybe... maybe she'll let me over now? No. Is there anything about this situation? Nope. Glasses and candles are thrown into disarray by the turbulence. It's been a long while since I've seen this big of a mess. Blah, 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 blah. It's clearly not what I need. I started searching for gas valves to shut it off. I guess the shaking of the plane was bad enough to be mistaken for a real earthquake. Not that I would know, since I was unconscious for most of it. Anything in this piano? The grand piano is the pride of this plane. It can play music of whatever CD we insert into the CD drive. It's not a piano, it's more like an overgrown music box. But the keys to press along with the music as though someone was really playing it. Some people have the entirely too much money to waste on overly complex toys. We are really not getting anything. Is he gonna just talk about the... yeah. It's the clouds telling him nothing again. A few copies of the Sky magazine in the magazine rack. This month's special is an English trivia quiz. Not a bad idea. I've heard that the youth of today doesn't know a particle from... okay. Dang it. It feels like that thing right there should be something, but it's not. Like, it feels like that looks like a waste bin that has, like, something laying on the ground. Clearly it's logic that I'm missing. And then we know it's not spilled grape juice matching up to where was the killer. The victim's body was found inside the elevator that connects the first floor with the second floor. So... broken glasses. Were they broken during his murder? Spilled grape juice. I don't know. These two? I don't know. Tell me I'm wrong. Oh my god, that's right! Why is that right? Was it just narrowing it down? True, there wasn't anyone else in the lounge other than myself right before the turbulence. But if the killer was in the elevator along with the victim, then that's a different story. If only I could prove that the killer rode the elevator with Hicks. Is this when these two line up? Alright. I just did them out of order. Understood. Got it. I have it. I'm sorry, but I don't understand, Mr. Edgeworth. I can prove that someone other than myself was here around the time of the murder. What? Really? Yes, it's rather simple, actually. The proof is in the pudding. Or rather, the grape juice in this case. These footsteps here confess to me this very fact, that someone exited the elevator alive. Seeing as how the victim is dead, that would mean a second person. But couldn't the footprints be from Mr. Hicks himself? But if you take a look at our victim's shoes, you can see the soles are spotless. Which means... Mr. Hicks wasn't alone in the elevator. In fact, it's quite the opposite. There's actually one other person inside the elevator. Okay. We got it. What's going on over there? Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Unforgivable! This is unforgivable! Do you understand what I'm saying? The movie is late! It is the same level of bad as if the plane arrived late. But the movie... What? I will not talk to you anymore. You are just wasting my time.
What is the matter, Mr. LeBlanc? If there is no emergency, please return to your seat, sir.
Do not tell me what to do. I need not to sit down.
Well, Mr. Prosecutor?
Oh, wait. Well, Mr. Prosecutor, did you prove you are innocent yet? If you would like, I would prove my innocence to you right now. What nonsense! Are you saying my eyewitness testimony is mistaken? Not mistaken, merely that there is room for doubt. I'd be most honored if you could please tell me what you saw in detail once more. Fine, suit yourself. I have a feeling he's got his times mixed up, especially with his complaint there about the time of the movies. What I saw. I am certain I saw Mr. Hicks enter that elevator. It was when the needles on my pocket watch pointed to the 6 and the 12. The body was discovered 15 minutes after in the lounge, yes? Then you, the only person in the lounge at that time, must be the criminal. Mr. LeBlanc's conclusions seemed to make logical sense. After all, the only person in the lounge was supposed to be me. At the supposed time of the murder was me.
So, my eyewitness testimony. If you think you can destroy it, then come. Let me see. Hurry, do I look like a man who is having the time to wait for you?
Why is he so irritated? I'm the one accused of murder here. Anyway, I must find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's account somehow, and fast. Okay. What I saw. I'm certain that I saw Mr. Hicks enter that elevator. It was when the needles on the... Okay, yes. Body was discovered 15 minutes after that in the lounge. Yes, and you, the only person in the lounge at the time, must have been the criminal. Yeah, this is definitely a press thing.
Hold it!
I figure that he's got his time wrong, but I need to get to the point where that comes up in the discussion. I can't just throw that evidence out there. I assume the pocket watch in this case is the one you keep checking, is that correct? Oh, you noticed. It is a very expensive antique, I will have you know. The feeling is wonderful when I wind it up by hand. It does look very well designed and quite classy. I will have to charge you if you want to touch it. That's quite alright. Let's continue with your testimony. What a cheap man you are. Now return the time you wasted back to me. And if we must, I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator at 6 o'clock. The body was discovered 16 minutes... Okay.
Hold it!
Do that? He's right. It's true that I found the victim's body at 6:15.
And that was when I found the two of them as well.
You see? It all matches up to my testimony.
Hold it!
That is the most mistaken way of thinking I've ever heard of.
No. Your silly opinion is what is mistaken. Please calm down, the both of you. In a sense, you are both mistaken.
Well, if that isn't the pot calling the kettle black, then I don't know what else is. He certainly has a lot of confidence in his testimony. Yeah, okay, I'm still pushing. I'll figure out what... Something's off. Mr. LeBlanc, were you able to get a good look at the inside of the elevator at that time? Of course I saw what was inside. You're sure that the victim was in the elevator alone?
Yes, the only person inside was that Hickser man.
This last outburst is a bit too important to let go. Okay. Which one of these? I guess it's this one.
Objection!
Yeah! Mr. LeBlanc,
What is it?
there's a very glaring contradiction in your testimony.
What do you mean?
Please take a look at the area in front of the elevator. There, at the spilled grape juice.
Yes, and? Will you admit you also spilt it with the blood?
No, it spilt itself during the turbulence. But the interesting thing here is the set of grape juice footprints.
Footprints?
Yes, the ones that lead from within the elevator out to the lounge itself. It's evidence that proves that someone other than Mr. Hicks exited the elevator alive.
Oof.
There must have been another person in the elevator with Mr. Hicks. Now then, I'm done playing games. Why don't you tell us the truth? I have no idea how to say winding stuff.
Can you please translate for us?
Whoa, jeez, this girl. Okay. Okay, is she like, she Valley Girl or something?
No way, that's totally impossible. I guess that's what he said.
No way, that is totally impossible. I know that there was no other person in there. I saw with my own eyes.
If you want to know what I think, Mr. Edgeworth, I don't think Mr. LeBlanc is lying to us.
I suppose she's right. He doesn't seem to be lying. But then what does it mean? What about this contradiction? Mr. LeBlanc, please, just once more, will you recall the details of what you witnessed for me? What I saw, part 2. I was very upset when Mr. Hicks passed by my seat. I was always checking the time over and over again. I happened to follow that man with my eyes when he passed me, and I saw clearly that into the elevator he was entering. But I swear that no one else was in there, no one. The flight attendants on Swedish flights don't dress like that. The flight attendants on American flights don't dress like that either. Maybe a little more like the way Tenero is dressed, a little bit, but like not even like that anymore. Like this is probably like old school way of dressing. I think most of the flight attendants that I see wear like almost like a business suit, like a full business suit with like, you know, the long sleeves and like pants. Anyways. What? Dare you have an issue with my eyewitness testimony? No, not at all. Please forget I said anything. Yet again, he doesn't appear to be lying, but I can't let this testimony stand as the truth. Okay, so I'm willing to bet we gotta break his time. We've got that information on like a time schedule, so I'm thinking that his time is off. Press this. Get me the time. Why were you so attentive to the time? Because something unforgivable was happening. Come to think of it, you were yelling about something unforgivable earlier. I was giving complaint to the attendant about the movie starting time. Return back to me my time. In money, you understand the point. Movie? Is he talking about the in-flight one that's mentioned in the magazine? Yeah, the movie starts at 6. I don't know what time zone we're landing in. A summary of the plot and start time. Interesting. They were supposed to show License to Love, Laugh, Maim, and Murder. I cannot see the movie in my country. Can only see it on international flights. I looked forward greatly to that movie. I checked my pocket watch whenever possible so I would not miss it. I even set my pocket watch to the destination time when I came aboard. So my watch is not wrong. It matched the schedule. But the movie was still late. Very, very late. My pocket watch. I'd like to ask you a little more about that if it's alright. The movie I wanted to see was not start, so I checked my pocket watch many times. My watch is set to my destination's time. Oh, here you go. Boom. You're supposed to set it to departure, not arrival. Dummy. Mr. LeBlanc, you said this just now in your testimony. I even set my... Now, if your watch has been set to the destination's time zone, it would mean that your watch is displaying the time of our destination. A visionary of his time. Yes, and the correct time is worth its 6 cents. I'd like you to take a look at this. If you believe this Sky magazine, clocks on this flight run in accordance with the time of our departure time zone. Of course, the movie schedule was also created with that in mind. Mr. Tenero, or not Mrs. Tenero, I was thinking Mr. LeBlanc. Ms. LeBlanc, for confirmation's sake, what time zone is the flights aligned to right now? We made a short stop at a transfer point. That's right. It was in that small Asian country, the Republic of Zangfa. But we didn't readjust our onboard clocks at that time. So right now we are still running on Borginian time. What? The time difference between Borginia and our destination is 9 hours. 9 hours? Holy smokes. So when he said it was 6, that's a long time frame. In that case, it's only natural that your watch would be out of sync with the schedule. With your analog watch set to our destination's time, it would appear to be running 3 hours fast when compared to the flight's onboard clocks. It also changes everything about your testimony, and you can bet 1,000,000 cents on that. In light of this information, it means that you saw Mr. Hicks 3 hours prior to 3 a.m. My 1,000,000 cents! This should clear up all the remaining accusations. So this basically widens the time frame for the time of death, right? Yes, because Mr. LeBlanc saw the victim enter at 3 a.m., it means that the time of death could be anywhere from 3 to 6:15 a.m. Oh. That's a much bigger time frame. Question now is, where was Mr. Hicks during that span of time, and what was he doing?
I've got something to say.
And you are?
Yeah, oh, I'm Chamomile. Chamomile.
So is she like really sleepy or relaxed, I guess?
I'm Chamomile. I'm a flight attendant.
And what is it you wish to say?
Well, I think your story is a little different from how I remember it. What do you mean, Cammy? I saw Mr. Hicks sitting in his seat at 5 a.m., you know?
What? How can you be so sure of the time?
Oh, that's right. He pushed his call button when we parked at the transfer point.
A message from Mr. iFly. This flight will be making a brief stop to refuel and transfer cargo in the Republic of Zingfa between 4 and 5 a.m. We ask that all passengers remain on board at that time. Thank you for your cooperation. Ah, the stop we made for refueling and cargo transfer in Zingfa, correct? Really tired or really high? I'm just gonna keep up with this awful voice that I've assigned to her now.
Yes, it was from 4 to 5 a.m. according to our clocks.
And during that time, did any of the passengers leave or did any of the new ones board this flight?
No.
Not a single person got off or on in Zingfa. What about the flight crew?
The few who were handling the cargo transfer might have temporarily gotten on or off, but eventually everyone, including Cammy and myself, came back on the plane.
So basically I can assume that no one left or got on since our initial takeoff. Interesting, I should keep that in mind.
Yeah, and I answered his call. I can tell you that Mr. Ackby Hicks was there in his seat when we took off again at 5 a.m.
Okay. Alright, then that puts the time of the murder between 5 and 6:15 a.m.
Okay, now, what time did you come down to the lounge, Mr. Edgeworth?
I remember coming down here almost as soon as we left the Republic of Zingfa. Ah. You were here the whole time from 5, yes? Then you were the only one who could be the killer.
Mr. Edgeworth, were you really here in this lounge the entire time from 5 a.m. onwards?
Unfortunately, yes.
But then, how do we explain the footprints? Is that not obvious? The man waited for Mr. Hicks here in the lounge, waited to kill him. And then he put the corpse into the elevator. And that is when the turbulence happened. My eyewitness testimony may have been mistaken, but what time I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator on the second floor does not matter, because the entire incident concluded here in this lounge.
Everything happened in this lounge? Is that what you really believe, Mr. LeBlanc? Do you have another idea? I simply feel there's something out of place in the scenario you presented.
Where did he go in between that time?
Is there something that can tie this crime to a location other than the lounge? The phone is missing. There's footprints. Also, this came from the shop, right? Maybe this one. Maybe this one.
Take that!
Yeah! A murder weapon. This little piggy bank is sold in the in-flight shop. It is sold there and only there, and is not displayed here in this lounge. How then did it find its way here? Don't you find that a tiny bit suspicious? Humph, such a trivial point. It only means that you prepared it, taking it from the shop first before coming here. It doesn't prove you are innocent at all. Is there no way to win with this man?
If I may.
What is it?
You see, well, it's just that, as Mr. Edgeworth says.
Oh, and why do you know this so well?
Well, it's just that piggy bank was there in the shop. I saw it with my own eyes.
And when was this?
It was maybe around 5:40 a.m.
Isn't that just before we hit the patch of turbulence?
But that's right.
You were in the shop just before the turbulence?
Yes, I was.
You know, I was kind of suspicious of her, but now I'm not suspicious of her because she just made herself, like, a potential suspect by admitting to that. She didn't have to say that for my sake. So now I'm not really feeling like she's suspicious anymore. Come to think of it, Miss Tenero, when I found the body, I believe you came out of that door.
Yes, I did.
What is beyond that door?
That's the flight attendant's room.
Then you were on the first floor.
Yes. I had something to do in the shop and in the flight attendant's room. So I went to the shop first and then to the flight attendant's room.
Are you saying you passed by me at some point?
Yes, you seemed really into the issue of the Sky magazine you were reading at the time. I don't suppose you noticed me walking by.
I vaguely recall someone walking by, but I didn't take notice of who it was.
Anyway, the piggy bank was definitely there at the shop when I went there.
Why did you go into the shop in the first place?
I went there for a work-related matter.
Work, you say?
Yes, the upkeep of the shop is one of my many responsibilities.
Why not say anything about that until now is what I want to know. In any case, I believe it's clear that the shop needs to be investigated as well.
Shall we head over there then?
What is it now? Oh.
Aren't you forgetting something, Miss Rhoda? Don't you need the captain's permission to check the shop? No, I haven't forgotten. But I've already asked him for permission to search the entire plane. So I think we're all right. Huh? That's weird.
What is?
Well, I just talked to the captain, see? And he said that he didn't give you permission to do anything like that at all.
What? What's the meaning of this, Miss Tenero?
It means she's lying. Go on, admit that you are. You said that you had permission to search all over, but you don't. And yet, here you are.
Oh no. You, flight attendant, what are you trying to do? Pull the sheep over us?
The captain's calling for you, Miss Rhoda.
Okay.
Oh, but don't worry. I already got permission to search the shop from the captain. See, unlike you, I do things the right way.
Miss Tenero, why would you do such a thing?
Please excuse me.
Oh no.
Looks like I get to be in charge now. Please go back to your seat, Mr. LeBlanc. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you would follow me, I will be your guide from now on.
I really don't want you to be my guide from now on because I gave you a horrible voice. Something about Ms. Tenero that has piqued my curiosity. But right now, investigating the in-flight shop is my top priority. March 12th, 8:32 a.m. Flight I-390. First floor, in-flight shop. Look at this mess. What happened here? So this is the in-flight shop. You know what's interesting? There's glass outside of the cabinet, which leads me to believe that whoever broke it did not break into it. It had to be broken from the inside out. Or someone was really meticulous about taking all the glass and moving it outside, which doesn't make sense. Like, why would you do that? So that's the first thing I noticed. We'll continue on. It's quite a mess in here.
You think? Guess I'll have to clean things up then. Tee.
Hold on, you can't clean up a potential crime scene.
Oh, thank goodness. I hate cleaning so much.
I mustn't rush things here. I must remain cool, calm, and collected. Because this piggy bank was left at the crime scene. There's a very good chance that the killer had paid this place a visit. Okay. First of all, what is this garish colored thing back here? What are these?
Oh, those are our company's completely original line of suitcases. They're practically flying out the door. That's how popular they are. You should buy one and see how you like it. You won't regret it.
That's how things work on this flight, but in the real world, you try, then buy. No way, but either way, it really doesn't matter. True, either way. Why would anyone buy a suitcase after they boarded the plane? Yeah. Good question. Anyway, see that? Just look at all the Mr. iFly heads painted on there. Cute company mascot, isn't he? They're painted on with a lot of care. Doesn't he look like he's just about to jump out at you? It looks hideous. It's certainly making something jump inside my stomach. Huh? Oh, I guess there's no fooling your refined tastes. You look like you really wanted to get one. And I thought I was going to finally make my first sale, but you saw right through it. Glad that's done, though. Never make me try to give you a sales pitch ever again, okay? Never showed any interest in it to begin with. It really is pretty horrible, isn't it? You want to know something? This suitcase was designed by Ms. Rhoda. Oh. Ms. Tenero designed this? Yeah, it was a company-wide contest. Well, it does have a very sharp design sense. Sharp, like sticky sharp cheddar, maybe. I really have no idea why the bigwigs decided to go with it. It's so blah. Ms. Tenero designed this, did she? It's definitely not what I would have expected. Ugh. You okay? I'm fine. Please watch yourself, Miss Meal. Letting a suitcase freely roll around has got to be a safety violation. Those wheels are pretty close together. I was trying to figure out like what would have made those kind of like straight line marks from the glass of grape juice that it spilled. Like the shoe, obviously shoe marks, but there were like two tight wheels moved together, and I was like, that's too close for like a push cart or something like that, like for like, you know, when you're bringing around refreshments and food or whatever. But a suitcase, they're close enough to make those wheel marks. Here, I'll put it back. I mean, in case you don't have no idea what I'm talking about, this one right here. Like you see those straight lines there? That could be made by the wheels of a suitcase. I guess check over in this glass. The glass from this display case is shattered all over the floor. It looks like there's nothing on display either. Wait, actually, I think there is something. What's this? A mini captain's hat? Is this a tiny captain's hat? I swear I've seen one of these before. I don't know, is there anything over here? It's a wide selection of souvenirs for sale inside these display cases. You know what I suggest? Sorry, but I'm not in intention of buying souvenirs on this trip. Okay, but then how do you buy something for me, then? As a present? I can't think of a single reason why I'd want to buy you anything. But I've had my eyes on that pendant for such a long time. Try paying some attention to me when I ask you something, and then we'll talk. What is this on the floor? Inside the display cases are a row of lifesavers and life vests for sale. We sell a lot of those when there's some kind of accident or something, but some people buy them even when there's nothing going on. How about it, Mr. Edgeworth? Care to buy one? Since the shop is one shopper away from being sued. Stuffed toys, just like the one Miss Meal is holding it, are on display here. They're relatively cheap, which explains why they're displayed so haphazardly. How about it, Mr. Edgeworth? You know you want one too. They're great for when you're stressed. I don't envision stuffed animal abuse when she says that. Okay, maybe I need to logic something? I'm not getting a lot of stuff. Suitcase. Open glass. Oh, does the tiny little hat go on the little tanuki thing? Yeah! Hat probably used to be on the piggy bank's head. Let's give it a go and see. I believe this piggy bank was forcibly removed from this display case. Does this mean that the killer broke the glass to get at it? No. It must have fallen out. Really? Don't tell me you don't know what things go where in the shop. Well, I don't. Miss Rhoda's in charge of this place. So come on, how should I know anything? I sense that further inspection of this display case is needed. Okay. Back out of that. Okay, let's take a look. There's a notebook here. I don't know, check the notebook. The glass on this door is broken. Perhaps it was the killer who broke in order to take the piggy bank. But it's a bit odd that the inside of the case is so devoid of glass shards. Plus, the glass broke rather cleanly.
Ah!
What is it?
I touched the glass and it cut my finger. It hurts, Mr. Edgeworth, it hurts!
Please tell me you can deal with such a minor cut on your own. For security, there's a lock on this display case. Ms. Meal, if I may ask you about this lock.
The one who's in charge of the shop is Ms. Rhoda, so she's got the keys to all the display cases.
See.
Oh, I bet you want to buy something. Do you want me to go and get the key from her?
No, that's alright. Okay, so. Deduce. I'm guessing that he came from in there, right?
Eureka!
There's definitely something very unusual about this.
About what?
If the killer had broken the glass to get at Mr. iFly Bank, there should be shards of the glass inside the case itself.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I guess it'd be like that.
Sometimes it'd be like that. However, there's not a single piece of glass inside the display case.
Nope, no, there isn't.
Which means that the glass was broken from the inside out. Which means this wasn't a planned murder. I'm trying to piece this all together in my head. Like, what is the point of rolling a suitcase? What is the point of taking this piggy bank when it had fallen out? Like, it doesn't... Something's not matching up in my head here. The piggy bank must have fallen over from the turbulence and right through the glass.
Yeah, that's for sure. There's so much glass all over the floor.
I'm willing to bet that this hat was knocked off at that time too.
Eh? That's nice.
Which leads me to believe that the killer took the iFly from here after the turbulence. So he was killed after the turbulence? Okay, follow the line of logic here. The murderer, for some reason, dragged the suitcase over because that's how the wine and the footprints and everything to go here. Maybe they were doing something with the suitcase. They must have had something to do with the suitcase inside the elevator, and they were returning the suitcase, which was why that one was loose and rolling about. And while they were over here returning the suitcase, they must have seen the piggy bank on the floor. Why did they take it with them? I don't know. They took it to kill him? For what reason? How would they know that they were going to kill somebody? This wasn't like... Take your power naps on your own time, Miss Meal, and listen to what I'm talking. But the murder occurred before the turbulence, which rules this piggy bank out as the murder weapon.
So you mean the bank's not the real murder weapon? It's a fake?
Yes, at that point, there's a very real possibility.
But then what if when the killer went to take Mr. iFly, they broke the glass by accident?
The display case is locked, so that's highly unlikely.
Yeah, but there's one person who could've.
Oh, and who would that be?
Ms. Rhoda, of course. I mean, she's the one in charge of this place, so she has keys to everything.
Ms. Rhoda Tenero, huh? Yeah, that's true. It's possible that she could have unlocked it and took it, and then, I mean, to draw less suspicion on herself, she broke the glass, but she didn't think about breaking the glass properly. That does line up. Those two go together. Yes, there was definitely something wrong here.
What's with the sudden yelling?
Tell me, Miss Meal, why don't you think there's something strange about these suitcases?
Oh, well, sure, they totally ooze strange, like the color and such.
That's not what I'm talking about. Now pay attention.
You're scaring me, Mr. Edgeworth.
Sorry? These suitcases line up a bit too prim and proper.
Yeah, they look a bit uptight, don't they? But I guess they take after their creator.
Why is she such a B-word? Again, that's not what I meant, Miss Meal. Don't you find it unusual that these cases are the only things undisturbed by the turbulence? Never mind, I'd sooner find the answer by inspecting these suitcases myself. Upon closer inspection, they are really quite hideous.
I wonder how Ms. Rhoda would have reacted if she heard what you just said. What's wrong?
She makes a good point. It'd be wise of me to watch what I say out loud. What's this? I've spotted something not quite right. What's unusual about this suitcase? It doesn't have the little stoppies.
Take that!
Something very peculiar about these wheels.
Huh? As in?
As in, there are no stoppers in place of these. Without stoppers, one would think that the turbulence would have sent it flying. And so it is very likely that this suitcase was placed here after we hit that turbulence. Let's take a closer look at it, shall we? I don't know what I'm looking at. Am I looking at the wheels? What's this? The wheel is completely covered in something. There's color in the scent. It appears the substance in question is grape juice. More grape juice. Why would there be juice on the wheels of a suitcase? I don't know. What's on this? Whoa! A $1,200 price tag. Not exactly priced by someone with a conscience, I'd say. Is there anything else? Can I open it? It appeared to be unlocked. Let's take a look at what's inside. A piece of cloth. And it's soaked with blood.
Ah, it's blood!
It appears that this suitcase is very strongly tied to our murder after all.
So explain this to me? What does this suitcase have to do with this murder?
I believe that it's pretty safe to say that the killer used the suitcase in some manner, such as to move something perhaps.
Yeah, but aren't you just talking about the cloth then?
That alone is too small. A larger item would be needed to move in what I'm thinking of. The thing I believe the killer used the suitcase to transport is the body?
Take that!
It's that big of a suitcase? Something that would fit inside a suitcase that is also covered in blood sounds like a dead body, doesn't it? So what happened? Why would the killer have removed the body from the suitcase into the elevator? Maybe turbulence hit while the killer was in the elevator, and maybe that sprung everything open and like caused like a disaster in the elevator, and the killer had no choice but to basically rethink how they were setting up their murder. I have no idea. I don't know why you would remove the body from the suitcase. Can't think of any. Bloody cloth data jotted down in my organizer.
But...
In light of this, I'd say that Mr. Hicks was moved into the elevator from someplace else, which means that the murder was committed in an entirely different location.
So you're saying that after moving the body in the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase in here and just left it?
Exactly. What is it?
Nothing, just that I was thinking about what Ms. Rhoda said about coming here for something. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, it's Rhoda. I wanted to give you a bit more time, but I'm afraid I wasn't able to convince the captain. I'm very sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. The captain feels that he has allowed you ample time. He says that he'd appreciate it if you could wrap it up here and return to your seat. I understand his sentiments. However, if I'm not allowed to complete my investigation, the crime scene may become contaminated by the time we land. If I must stop, then I insist that I be allowed to oversee the preservation of the 2 sites. Under your supervision, of course. If that's your only condition, then I believe we can accommodate your wishes. I'm here to assist you in any way that I can, Mr. Edgeworth. Sounds like fun! We can camp out and watch over everything together! I found proof that the real crime scene was not in the lounge. And I have enough evidence to prove myself to be innocent of any wrongdoing. And yes, regarding to what Miss Neal reminded me about Ms. Tenero, I cannot allow my investigation to end here. The truth must come to light. To be continued! Okay. Save. Right. I am going to stop right here because I am starved. I'm so hungry. I need to eat. Apparently we're gonna land and we'll pick this up. I don't know if we'll pick it up tomorrow, but we'll definitely pick it up again and play it whenever I need to relax from either A, playing randomizers because my hands hurt so much, or B, relaxing after I've done a ton of editing. But I think this is a good place to stop because I need to feed myself. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and letting me play something a little different than what I usually play. I really love the Phoenix Wright series, so I kind of like this little pause of enjoying something fun like this. And oh my gosh, I see the dude, the samurai dude, who's like eating food while looking at the plane. All right, we'll pick up on this next time. Bye bye.